Hey guys, it's Mariana, and today I'm going to be talking about Brooklyn, directed by John Crowley and starring Saoirse Ronan, Domhnall Gleeson, and Emery Cohen. This is a story about a young Irish immigrant named Ailish, played by Saoirse Ronan, and she moves to Brooklyn in 1950s. Initially, of course, she's very homesick, and honestly, all she wants to do is go back to Ireland. She doesn't feel like she belongs, but then eventually, when she meets this guy named Tony, played by Emery Cohen, and there's a romance that starts happening. Ailish starts feeling a little bit better after that. And this does sound like a super cheesy romance movie, but I promise you it's not. It's a beautiful coming of age story, and there is romance in it, but it's not like a typical terrible Nicholas Sparks movie. Brooklyn is actually a beautifully understated film, and it is kind of old-fashioned in the best ways possible, and I'm a little bit scared to say old-fashioned because it can sound like a negative, but it's one of those situations where, you know how people say that they don't make movies like they used to? Well, they made a movie like they used to, and in that way, it is kind of nostalgic and old-fashioned. What I didn't expect from this movie is for it to be as funny as it was, and that's because I didn't realize the screenplay was written by Nick Hornby, and then when I saw that, it all made sense, but it is really, really funny, and it has some genuinely hilarious moments. It also has very memorable characters, and I'm not just talking about the lead character. Obviously, she's memorable, but the smaller characters, the characters that are on screen for just a few minutes, you're still going to remember them because they have personalities. They're not just placeholders. And then, of course, Saoirse Ronan is great as Ailish. I usually enjoy her performances in movies, but this was a particularly perfect role for her. She just looked so natural and organic in this movie, and I honestly didn't feel like I was watching an actress portraying a character. I really believed that that was kind of the way she is, and that's great to see. I know that there are some rumors that she might get nominated for an Academy Award for this role, and I really hope she does because I think she absolutely deserves a nomination for Brooklyn. What makes this movie so relatable is that most people know the feeling of leaving home. Not everybody may leave their country, but still, for most people, they know how it feels to be homesick, and they know how it feels to leave a place and not to feel like they belong there anymore, but not really feel like they belong in the new place yet either. So you're kind of in this state of in between. I did not realize that this movie was based on a novel, but as soon as I found out that it was, I had to get it because those themes and the type of the coming of age story that this is definitely appealed to me, and I absolutely wanted to know more about the story. So I'll let you know how this goes. And while I'm holding the book up, this is the movie cover, and I normally don't get movie covers for books, but this is just beautiful, and this actually portrays very well how the movie looks. The way that it's shot, the colors are so vibrant, and it makes you feel warm when it needs to, and it makes you feel cold when it needs to. It definitely also feels like it's transporting you to the 50s. Now, obviously, I wouldn't know what the 50s feel like or look like, but it's definitely an experience that takes you to a different place, which once again is wonderful to see in the film. The only negative thing that I have to say about Brooklyn is that the pacing felt a little bit off at some points. I personally felt like the movie needed to take its time with the characters, especially with Domhnall Gleeson's character, which I'm not going to really get into because that happens way later in the movie. It felt a little bit rushed at points, and I just thought that we could have spent more time really developing all of the storylines. But this is kind of a minor complaint, and I loved this movie. It really tugged on my heartstrings. It made me feel warm and fuzzy, and it made me feel sad, and I cried and I laughed, and it was just a really great emotional experience. I'm giving this movie 4.5 out of 5 stars. Definitely looking forward to seeing this movie again, and I will absolutely be buying this on Blu-ray once it's out because I can for sure see myself rewatching this multiple times. That's it for my review of Brooklyn. Let me know if you guys have seen this movie already and what did you think of it. I think it's currently in limited release, but hopefully it will get a wider release eventually so more people can see it. But if you have seen it, I would love to know what you think, and if you haven't, definitely keep an eye out for this movie. me. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye!